Hi everyone, welcome back to Java 1 for All. In this video, we're going to start talking about Jdbc. So for that, let's create a new package, ZZI, Jdbc, new package, ZZI, Jdbc.com from connection. And then let's create here a class called connection factory. And then let's get started understanding what is Jdbc. So basically Jdbc is Java database connectivity, and it was created, I don't know, maybe a long time ago. I think if I go here to this class connection, I think version 1.1. Yeah. So since the beginnings of time for Java. And what's the purpose of the Jdbc? As you know, when we are working with databases, we have different vendors. We are using MySQL, but we could have been using Oracle, Postgres, MariaDB, or NoSQL database like Cassandra or MongoDB. And each one of these vendors, they require a specific way to connect, to retrieve data, to change the state of the database. So how would Java handle all of that? Basically, the guy said, okay, we have to figure out how we are going to do this. And then they put the responsibility to the vendor. So basically, Java.sql is a package where we have some interfaces like connection, we have statement, result set, and we have driver manager. We have more, but basically these are the most important ones. And this only tells you what is possible to do. So do you want to connect to a database? Okay, you use connection. You would like to retrieve data, you use result set. You would like to change the statement. You would like to retrieve the driver manager. But it does not tell you how. So since we know a little bit how polymorphism works, basically this is what's happening here. So they define what you can do, but how you are going to do it is up to the vendor. And how can we select the vendor classes? That is what we call dependencies. So for example, for MySQL, we need a dependency that will tell the connection interface how they should use MySQL. And if you go back to the MySQL community downloads, we have this connector J, basically is the connector for Java. But downloading manually, it's pretty painful because right now we are at version 8025. But if this changes, what you have to do, you have to come here to this page again, download, and put the binary into your project. So that's not scalable. So we need someone to help us manage those dependencies. And what is a dependency? Dependency is basically a library. A library is a set of classes that they will achieve a purpose. So for example, the connect.j is a set of libraries that will tell our program, or it will allow our program to connect to database. And what we are trying to achieve here is a easy way to get these libraries. And these libraries, they are called dependencies. Why do we call them dependencies? Because once we start using those libraries, our project becomes dependent of them. So if I have like this software, it connects to a database. The database is MySQL, and we have the MySQL connector. We need that connector as a dependency because now my project will not start, it will not function properly if I do not have that connector. So there are different programs that can help with that. Here we are going to use one of the most famous available, that's the Maven. Now, for us to use Maven, IntelliJ has a bundled version of Maven, but it's ideal to have in your computer. So just type Maven download, and then you come here and you choose, in my case, I will just download the binary zip. I will open the folder. I'm going to extract all of it here. Extract all. And then you see this, I will open the Apache Maven 3.8.1-bin. I will open, and the one inside I'm going to cut, Control X, and then I will just move to this dev folder that I have right here. So if you open here, as you can see, we have directly the bin, boot, conf, lib. This is what we're looking for. Now, for us to use Maven, IntelliJ has a bundled version of Maven, but it's ideal to have in your computer. So just type Maven download, and then you come here and you choose, in my case, I will just download the binary zip. I will open the folder. I'm going to extract all of it here. Extract all. And then you see this, I will open the Apache Maven 3.8.1-bin. I will open, and the one inside I'm going to cut, Control X, and then I will just move to this dev folder that I have right here. So if you open here, as you can see, we have directly the bin, boot, conf, lib. This is what we're looking for. Now, Maven is kind of like the process to install Maven is like what we do with Java. It's a binary, but we just have to tell the environment variables, hey, this is where my Maven is located. So how can we do that? Just open at least on Windows, just open the start menu, then search for edit or edit environment variables for your account. And then you come here, at least I'm not sure why, actually edit the system environment variables, not for your account, but for the system. And then you come here to environment variables. Okay, now it's enabled. And we are going to create a new one. So this environment variable will be called, all uppercase, M2 home. And then I will go all the way here to my dev and I will copy this path. Actually, I will copy this path, including the Apache Maven 3.8.1. And I'm going to add it here and I will press OK. As you can see, there is no backslash at the end. Now I'm going to create a new one called M2, all uppercase, and I'm going to tell, hey, M2 will be whatever is on M2 home, and then add backslash bin. And now I'm going to my path, I'm going to edit, and I will put new and my M2. Okay, so now we have installed. How do we test? Just open the terminal and then mvn-v. As you can see, I have the correct version 3.8.1, and because we have Java _ home configured, we were able to Maven was able to find the version installed. In my case, when I started this course was 15. You may have something different, but not a problem as far as I know. Cool. So we have Maven installed. What we have to do now? Now we have to tell our project that it will be a Maven project. So there are some structural changes that we have to do. Fortunately for us, we do have IntelliJ to help with that. First, right click and then add framework support. So some things will change. As you can see, later we will see that src will give space to another folder here and we have a different structure and a new file. So basically just select Maven and press OK. So as you can see, there is kind of a problem here, but don't worry right now because we are going to fix that. So group ID. Group ID is usually the name of the package, it's kind of the company. And in my case, it's academy.devdojo. The name of the artifact, the name of the project, and the version you can leave as is, 1.0 snapshot. So if you are developing constantly, this would change if you are using semantic versioning. Now, as you can see, we have here the package Java, we have here the test, and we have another one called resources. So if your Maven is showing unknown, you can right click, unlink Maven project. As you can see, it got weird, and then you click load Maven project, and now you have exactly what we were looking for. If you look, the colors, they are now different. We have test Java green and now Java blue. And this is the structure of a Maven project. Now, going back to the pom.xml, basically the pom is like a build script. You can use it to do like really advanced things, but for now we are just going to use as dependency manager. We are not going to do it right now because otherwise this class will be pretty long. But what you have to understand here is that this pom.xml is using, well, XML as language, markup language, and the dependencies will be managed by Maven. So we installed Maven, but IntelliJ has its own version. So if you press Ctrl-Alt-S, open the settings, Maven has its own bundled version. If you want, you can overwrite, not overwrite. But yeah, for now we can just leave this bundled version. So One extra thing, this will fail because when we are using Maven project, the resources, as we see here, is where the property files, the resource bounds, they should be. So if you go all the way to the resource bundle test, if you try to run this, you will get an exception saying, hey, I couldn't find the messages. As you can see, it couldn't find the bundle. So what you have to do is just drag and drop into resources, and then you press refactor. Now, if you press Shift F10, you will get the messages again. So basically now, what we did, we installed Maven, we changed the framework that we were basically not using anything to be a Maven project. The structure of our project changed, and we have now this pom.xml that will give the instructions of all the dependencies and how this project should be built. Now, where do we get the dependencies? Well, we are going to get the dependencies from the Maven repository. So if you search for Maven repository, you will see that we have thousands and thousands of dependencies that we can use. So if you search for MySQL, you check the MySQL connector, exactly the same one as we saw here. If you click here, basically this is what we are going to do. We have the dependency ready to go for us. Cool, so let's continue in the next video. I think for one video, it's a lot of information. See you in the next one. Bye.